Hi, my name is April King. Today I'm going to be giving a speech about a father, a husband, a grandfather, and a World War II veteran, my late grandfather, Jack Harrison Frederick. I'm going to be telling you about his time in World War II, about his first family, his second family, which included all of his children, and just time that we all spent with my grandpa and the kind of person that he was, and then also about his cancer. So to start, World War II, he was stationed in Pearl Harbor. I know, a really big part of World War II. So he was there during the whole thing. He was honorably discharged afterwards, and he was given a Purple Heart. I wasn't really able to find much information about that because most of that information was lost in a fire, which brings me to my second point, his first family. My grandpa was married and he had 5 children. He was away at work with his oldest son, and while they were gone, his first family, his wife, and 4 of the children were in a house fire and they all died. That would be devastating for anyone. And only having 1 child to live out of 5, I can just imagine. Well, of course, he was young, and you have to move on. You can't just live life thinking about the bad times. So he eventually married again. He married my grandmother, Pearl. His second family, he had another 5 children, so he ended up with 6 altogether. 2 of those kids were twins, one of them being my mom. He had many grandchildren. I think at the time he passed, he had probably 17 to 20. I'm not really sure on the exact number. There were a lot of us. And he actually helped raise some. I know at one point I did live with my grandpa. I lived with him for probably 6 months in between moving from Texas to Arkansas, and he was wonderful to live with. He was a great guy. He liked to teach you things. He was a gardener. His main thing with his grandkids is he liked to play dominoes. He loved to teach us how to play. He was great. He was a prankster. He's always got a smile on his face, and he was a noble man. The thing that, really hurt everyone was when he found out he had cancer. He had known about it for a while and didn't really tell anyone. He didn't like doctors. He didn't want to have to do anything. And so when he found out for sure and told the family, he had about 3 months before he actually passed away. He had acute myeloid leukemia. It was not fun for the family. We were with him through the whole thing. We stayed with him, because he had taken such good care of the whole family the whole time. And, he passed away. He was 77 years old. He actually passed away 1 month before the September 11th issue. I cannot imagine what he would have thought about that. He would have had something to say about it because he always had something to say about everything in the news. So I wanted to show you a picture of my grandpa's family. This is actually the second family, which includes my mother when she was about 3 years old. So this was taken in probably about 1965. But if you can see that my grandpa and my grandma and then 6 kids. Now, hold on just a second. Here it is. See, there's my grandpa right there. But yeah, that was his second family there. In conclusion, my grandpa, he was a great man. He was a World War II veteran. He fought for his country. He was a family man. He loved everyone. He loved to hunt, loved to garden, loved his dominoes. He was just a great man, and I wanted to do a tribute speech for him because he was amazing. He lived through the war. He lived through almost his whole family passing away in a horrible fire, and then he still kept going. And he was an amazing man.